Okay. Anna, you have an announcement?
Yeah, so I would just like to make a general announcement that 2 of our cases this evening, specifically cases 5 and case 9. So that case number 5 pertains to 685 Glide Street, and case number 9 pertains to 432 Chila Ave. Per the request of the applicant, both of those cases were requested to be held, and the Planning Commission abided. So by a vote of the present commissioners, they approved that those items be held, and they will be reheard again next month at point. Any representative, be it the applicant's representative or a neighborhood group, will have the opportunity to testify at that time.
And then also about the testimony that we received after the staff report will be available online.
Exactly. So just as you said, all of the public testimony received up to this point is going to be made available and is currently available for public view and will be incorporated in any future proposal.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do, we'll start our deliberation, and we'll start with case number 1.
Can I interject?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a proposal to do 236, so we can just out of consideration of our 2 alternates present who are kind of in and out on a few of our items.
Yep. I'll be happy to abide by that. So we'll start with 2. We'll do 2, 3, and 6, and then we'll go with the rest of them.
So I'll get off.
Oh yeah. I was trying to make it easier on some folks and
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
okay, so I will text you when we're done with
Case
number
2.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.
I'm
Right,
gonna I'm gonna totally get off.
Okay.
Then I'll log in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Anna. We'll start case number 2, M052021, 767. I'm sorry. Yes, 767 properties located in the Beechwood Neighborhood District, as indicated in the staff report. Those addresses are all identified. To amend the zoning map by rezoning those 767 properties in the Beechwood neighborhood from R1 Low Density Residential District to R2 Medium Residential District. Map and address is included in the attachment. An action requiring City Planning Commission recommendation to City Council. Then we need a motion.
Motion.
Thank you, Brad.
Second.
And Mr. Pichardo, thank you. Second. All right. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion regarding this proposal. Any concerns, comments, questions?
I think the rationale sound from the applicant. I mean, obviously, we then heard some opposing opinions from some. I have a feeling that the neighborhood as a whole is going to benefit from this, from the rezoning. I do have a question. I'm in favor of the application, but I have a question about how this is more of a process question, I guess, for Anna. If we are to be seeing the rezoning, that whole process unfolding in front of us, and this is happening already in advance of that. I know that part of what we heard already from Jill earlier today is, a lot of the R1 might be converting over to R2 to handle these exact types of things. Is this jumping a gun, so to speak? Is anything about approving this application going to have downstream impacts on that process? If so, I just want to be kind of aware of it before we call it.
That's a good question. So in terms of consistency with the zoning alignment project, while yet they don't have a address by address understanding of which parcels are going to change their zoning designation, there is a placemaking plan in place that kind of slates out potential future direction in terms of what's going to be zoned. The proposal is compliant with that or matches up accordingly, except for that that stretch on parcels where they want to potentially do some infill development there. So it is in line with the direction that the zoning alignment project is slated to go. And the part of the reason why this is coming 2 years before we might see any change as a result of the zoning alignment project is due to the funding components of the Connected Communities Neighborhood Comprehensive Plan and their deliverables for that plan.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry if I had missed any.
Oh,
of
no,
that before.
that's a
Maybe
good
repeat
question.
it.
Thanks. All right, any other discussion? Any other concerns?
No, I think it makes sense. It's heading towards the direction that we want when it comes to density. I know it's going to be creating some discomfort in many residents, and it's uniquely difficult because it's such a large area. So it's going to be very to please a lot of people. But ultimately, if you ask me if this is following what we're trying to pursue in the future, I would say yes.
Richard, you had a comment?
Yeah, I
Turn
just,
your mic on.
yep. Am I on?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the comments against it, and I realized though that there's not single family houses being built there in those empty lots. I mean, basically the change to R1 was meant, I guess, to bring in, people to rehabilitate homes, and that apparently hasn't really happened. And other than Habitat building some single family houses, I don't think you can say, well, just leave it up to Habitat to do all that. So I don't think it's viable under R1 since it doesn't allow any two families. I'm heartened by what those organizations want to build, which is very compatible with single family. So they're still protected if somebody wants to come in and build, 5 units, even 3 units, I guess they're gonna have to go for variance. So, the residents are still protected against overdevelopment. So it makes sense to me, given that it hasn't succeeded as single family R1.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
It's Steve Rebholz. I just have the comment that it is, in my opinion, consistent with the comprehensive plan, the recently adopted comprehensive plan, and I guess that's it.
Well, I appreciate that because that's one of my requirements that I have to pass on to council.
Yeah, and I agree with what everybody has said, is that it makes a lot of sense. It provides options that are not currently available, for those locations and lots. That provides opportunity for investors in home ownership that currently doesn't exist. And I think that that's not a bad thing to have more options for people to stay in the city and live in the city.
Right.
All right, any other? Yes.
I was gonna say, it also sounds like, at least from the application, that there are already a lot of two-family or multifamily kind of dwellings in the area, so that it's not so much a change, just kind of making it easier to kind of grow. Or I think the discussion about how it's okay to make it a two-person or a two-family, but then if it sits vacant for 9 months, it's no longer okay, was pretty compelling argument to say that this is already happening and acceptable. It's just kind of a challenge for the neighborhood. But altogether, I think Connected Community should really be commended for a really thorough application that even on the front end addressed a lot of the community concerns, rendering a rebuttal almost unnecessary, but they did a great job. And I'm sensitive to the owner occupants' concerns, but they seem to be addressed by the proposal.
And I think, unfortunately, most zoning laws don't have the authority or power to deal with ownership. So
Right.
once the person owns the building, they can choose to do with it as they choose, as long as they pay the taxes and the upkeep and whatever. So that, again, that's always a difficult balancing act. You can't deal with the tenants because they don't own the building, but the absentee landlords may be absentee and may not care, but I'm sure there are quite a few who do.
Right. Yeah, and we can create opportunities for investment to build it up through this. I think it's a great proposal.
Yeah.
Okay, that being said, I think we're in a position of where we can vote. So All those in
Are
favor?
you, let me just interrupt and see,
Yes.
Anna, you got what you need, like, for the 4 criteria and everything?
I certainly do. Yep.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Just making sure, crossing those Ts and dotting the Is. All right, so all those in favor of amending the zoning map for these 767 properties, all those in favor indicate by roll call, Anna.
Okay. Commissioner Flower,
Aye.
Commissioner Harding,
Aye.
Commissioner Pichardo,
Aye.
Commissioner Mauser,
Aye.
Commissioner Rebholz,
Aye.
and Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
Right, by a vote of 600, the motion passes in the affirmative.
Thank you all. All right, and as soon as you're ready, Anna.
Oh, and bye, Richard. Thanks for your help.
Yes, bye.
Thank
See
you.
next
You're
time.
welcome. Have fun.
Yes, we will. Case number 3, 200 Clifford Avenue. Oops, yeah, okay, to subdivide, I'm sorry, to subdivide 200 Clifford Avenue into 2 parcels to facilitate Pueblo Nueva Phase 2 project. One, which the newly subdivided parcels will not have frontage or driveway to an existing improved public street, and next requiring City Planning Commission approval. Motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Farr.
I'll second again.
Thank you, Mr. Pichardo. Okay.
Do we have Eugenio back?
He's
Hey,
not.
no, but
Oh, he's not on this one, okay.
Yes,
I
yeah.
get mixed up, sorry.
It's okay. That happens when you have some in and some out. Okay, any, comments or questions?
I guess for me, my comment is I guess the importance of the easement in providing the the outcome
Access.
of accessibility
Mhm.
that's required by the subdivision plan or subdivision requirements. So without that easement, it would be a very
Different.
problematic lot, but given the the planned development and the easement, it makes sense to me.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that this is not unusual to some of the subdivisions that we've seen in the past, where they need access and some are landlocked and some are access to the city streets. So again, I think a good use of the property and I think a good project.
So it's my understanding that we're going to subdivide this parcel, but one building is going to straddle 2 parcels. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Mhm.
Is that customary?
Well, we saw.
Well,
the-
actually, you just did one, right?
Yeah.
in
the
Hudson Ave.
hospital.
Street.
Yeah, in Hudson Ave.
But that was its own building. It was one parcel in separate buildings. The one building didn't straddle both parcels, if I.
Yeah, it did, no, it
Yeah.
actually did. Yeah, the
Did.
Tennessee Hospital,
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, then-
Because
or did
I
it come
thought
in
it was
front
on
of
a
the board?
I thought it was on a different, a different structure, that they were 2 structures.
No, there was basically the lots were delineated through the building. And part of the building was the new facility and the other part of the building was the old hospital.
Okay, forgive me.
No problem.
But I can say
How
that
quickly I forget.
that makes me comfortable about that is they identified that the property line that's being established between lot 2 and lot 3 follows the firewall. And a firewall in a building actually creates 2 separate structures. The firewall has a structural independence. So you could see the building on lot 2 demolished or the building on lot 3 demolished and the other building can stand.
Oh,
So the establishing of that property line coincidental with the firewall, it really becomes more like a party wall in a sense. That is a customary way of separating 2 parcels.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. That's helpful.
Yeah. So to that point, while it can potentially, it's kind of customary, like it's not uncommon. And then when we do experience it, there are those building code restrictions pertaining to party walls or walls sharing property lines.
all right. Any other comments? Any other concerns? Again, I think, appropriate use of the property I think it meets the issue, not the issue, it matches up with the plan 2034.
Actually, just now that I'm thinking about it, they actually are complying with New York State building code by doing this.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe that's worth mentioning.
Okay. All right. All right. Any other concerns? Any other questions? Do we have to do the short form on this, Anna?
Yes, thank you. Yes, we have to. Yeah.
It's page 1 of the short form.
Yeah. I
So
will
if you want to
bring,
read those,
I'll share my screen to make it easier.
oh, okay.
Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so now we will conduct the environmental review for this project. So just making sure all those considerations have been reviewed. I will just simply announce the number, and then you guys can indicate either no or yes. No meaning there will be no or a small impact that may occur, and yes meaning there may be a moderate to large impact to occur. So starting off with number 1.
No.
No.
Number 2.
No.
No.
Number 3.
No.
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 Number 4.
No.
No.
Number 5.
No.
No.
Number 6.
No.
No.
Number 7A.
No.
No.
Number 7B.
No.
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 Number 8.
No.
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 Number 9.
No.
No.
Number 10.
No.
No.
And number 11.
No.
No.
Great, thank you for that. So what we will do here is I'll check that this proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environment impacts. And Dave, our chairperson, has done this at home, and he will sign off on this and then mail it to me, and it will be stored with our file here. So thank you.
Okay, we got that done. Now we have to vote. Any other questions or concerns? All right, none being identified. All those in favor of establishing to subdivide 200 Clifford Avenue into 2 parcels, signify by saying yes with the roll call, or signify your vote by a roll call.
Brad Flower, yes. Aye.
Harding, yes.
Milton Pichardo, yes.
Steve Rebholz, yes.
Dave Watson, yes.
By a vote of 6-0-0, the motion passes in the affirmative.
I think it's
6-5.
5, Anna.
What? Okay,
Unless you had another ghost.
I am
vote.
doing tally marks and somehow I have 5, but I'm so grateful for you
I
guys.
did say yes and I, so maybe that was it.
Uh,
Pretty. For
I needed like a splash of cold water in my face.
Everybody
Had a long
talking
night,
about
Anna.
everybody talking about party walls made me think about how badly my parents would have loved for me to put up a party wall in the house when I was growing up. It's late.
Eugenio just called me, so maybe he's questioning if he could come back.
It was
Yes.
perfect time for him to come back.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, and this was case number 6, right?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No, this was 3, case number 3.
No, we're going to 6 now.
Yeah,
Me too, let me know.
I was doing my IEF, make sure I got the right one with the right one.
Hi, Kim. I'll text you.
Cool.
Okay, case number 6. Oh, there he is. Welcome back, sir.
I'm here.
All right, case number 6, E-20-20-21, 250 Lake Avenue, to consider an alternative parking analysis for 19 spaces, which is in excess of 110% of the parking requirement to serve a proposed bank with drive-through. An action requiring City Planning Commission approval. A motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Flower and Mr. Marlin.
Missed that.
All right. Discussion, questions, concerns?
Can I just clarify something?
Yes, ma'am.
I recall hearing in their testimony that I think they were throwing around the number 31 that they were seeking. 31 is how many parking spaces they're proposing. The requirement's 12. So we're just looking for that delta of 19 that they're in excess of.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Comments, concerns, questions?
This is Steve Repholz. I think, ESL does have experience with branches of this size and the actual parking demand that those branches bring. I think the Lake Avenue location is a location that is highly, accessed by vehicles. I do have a little bit of experience with the Merchants branch that was one of an early case. I think, David, you and I were on quite a while ago. And there are times when I do see that lot as well utilized. So I think the analysis that's, at least for my opinion, is reasonable and appropriate.
And I think the design, makes a lot of sense as far as them being able to get in and get out and go through the kiosks and the drive-throughs for what they need. Plus, obviously, those who wish to walk in and get service.
Yes.
One thing I appreciate about design is while they're in the C3 district where they can potentially do front yard parking if they wanted to, they are doing the building first and the parking behind, which is a nice design consideration.
Yeah, but I think they mentioned that in their testimony that they wanted to have it user-friendly, walkable, user-friendly access as well.
Excellent location too.
Oh, yeah, I think good use of that property.
Yes,
Because that's right next to the old VOA, isn't it?
that is correct. Yeah, the parts store that used to be there moved to the other building. Yeah.
Okay. All right, any other concerns, any other questions? Anna, I think anything else that we need from as far as, obviously, I think it meets the guidelines for the 2034. I think a good use of the space. I think leaving it open, public access, ease in front,
Mm-hmm.
I think is a bonus, especially when you have others that may not be as user-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like from your conversation, it's introducing like a public service in this neighborhood, so it has that positive impact on the neighborhood in that regard. So, yeah, I think it was a well-rounded discussion on this one. I have what I need.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion? Any other concerns? All right. Seeing none, we will vote and we'll roll call Anna.
Commissioner Flower,
Aye.
Commissioner Marlin,
Aye.
Commissioner Pichardo,
Aye.
Commissioner Repholz,
Aye.
and Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
By a vote of 5-0-0, the motion passes in the affirmative.
Great. Thank you all.
Yep.
All right. We can get Tanya back.
All right. If it's okay, I'll jump off, and thanks.
Oh, okay.
Good
Yes.
to
I'm
see
sorry,
everyone.
Steve. You're welcome to
Enjoy the
stay
rest
as
of your
always.
evening.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks. Take
Have a
care.
good one. Thanks for filling in.
Steve.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay. Bye.
What do they say in the Mel Gibson movie? Two people enter, one man leaves. One man leaves, one woman enters.
Number 1.
Thunderdome. That was what I was thinking about. My mind is getting foggy.
Uh-oh.
I'm just grateful Brad didn't say aye and yay or whatever. So that's all I can ask for.
Okay. All right. We got 3 more. Oops, got 4 more quick ones.
Mhm.
All right. Devlin Street, case number 1, 37 to 59 Devlin Street, to amend the official map by removing a highway reservation to facilitate future development. An action requiring City Planning Commission recommendation to City Council. Motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All right, discussion, any concerns?
Sorry, which one are we at?
Case number one,
Number
case
one,
number
okay.
one, Tom,
All right,
Delvin Street.
sorry.
Is it Delavin or Delvin?
Delavan.
Delavin. Okay. All right, any concerns, questions? I think good project. I think it makes sense.
Yes.
Sometimes things that have happened in the past interfere with new progress, and I think this is a way of, removing any limitations that the business can have and be able to move forward.
Yeah, we'll fix it for them.
Yep, or we'll try.
So Anna, is this the Bartholomew lines? Is that?
It kind of pushes, I
Yeah.
wish Jim was still on the line. I had a conversation with Jim about this one, the representative from DES, and he was like, your department created these back in the 80s. And I was like, I wasn't alive in the 80s.
Oh, I mean, I think this was back in like the 20s or 30s.
Right.
When they thought every road in the city should be like the Champs-Élysées, like that they should be like 120 feet wide. And
Yeah. But so this basically pushes back that Bartholomew line.
Yeah, it seems like,
Oh, yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, it seems like if we were gonna expand the highway, we would have done it in the 100 years since.
One would think.
Did anyone
I mean,
notice?
We are a little slow sometimes, but I think a century is enough time to move that highway.
Did anyone notice that in the Hudson Ave site plan, there was a highway reservation there?
no.
Okay, well, there's a highway, but there maybe we'll have another one of these.
Oh.
Okay, sorry,
No problem, no problem. All right, any other concerns, any other?
Anna, can you
comments?
remind me of that tomorrow? Well, I'll send to our real estate people or something. See if there's some, maybe it's already been waived or,
Okay.
All right, any other discussion? All right, hearing none. So basically, it's a recommendation of City Council to amend the official map by removing the highway reservation at 37 through 59 Delvin Street. Roll vote, Anna?
Commissioner Flower,
Aye.
Commissioner Harding,
Aye.
Commissioner Marlin,
Aye.
Commissioner Pichardo, Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
By a vote of 500, the motion passes in the affirmative.
All right, thank you. And case number 4. E-18-20-21 20 Roar Street to establish a warehouse for personal use, a non-conforming existing building, not designed for the permitted use in R1 low density district. Hours of operation 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and that's requiring City Planning Commission approval. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Here you go.
All right, discussion.
Well.
Is
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, is there any less intense use that he could be proposing? That this seemed pretty mild.
I can't think of any that would be less intensive.
I can't think of any other use for a vacant building that would be less
Other than leaving
intense.
it vacant.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, but I guess, my concern, and he answered my question regarding the vehicles, and he was saying too, that once he gets electricity and the ability to be able to move in and provide some security, the limo will go away back to the church, and then the truck will potentially be put inside. So that eliminates concerns about being open in the outside. Second question for staff, if it's a storage, is there a gate required for security? Okay, so that's left up to him if he wants to put in a gate or not.
There is an existing fence surrounding.
There is
the
a
property,
fence.
and
yeah,
it,
so this is not outdoor storage.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
So the gate would be like for outdoor storage, right? But-
well, I'm saying he said he wanted to provide security for the building. If he had a gate, that would provide additional security for the building.
I don't
Even
know
though
that
it-
the property would permit that, though. At least, as far as I recall, it seemed to be almost adjacent to the sidewalk, wasn't it? Like, I don't know.
There was a
What-
fence that was
Yeah.
along,
There was a
along the
fence,
sidewalk.
there was a fence to the right with a parking lot,
Right, that's
then
the other one.
but then the building itself was, I thought, adjacent to the,
Uh,
flush with the sidewalk.
Mm-mm,
No?
no.
I'm gonna look in my certificate of nonconformity, which is an attachment. I believe that in the existing conditions of the certificate of nonconformity, which is the first attachment,
Mhm.
it talks about a 7-foot tall chain link fence with barbed wire and a gate surrounds the majority of the property's perimeter. So it's in the front, it surrounds the front portion and
And
encloses
then
the
also, in the staff report plans that showed the drawing, it showed a sliding gate.
yeah.
Maybe I'm,
From my recollection and based off of this narrative, there's a perimeter fence.
Okay,
Right.
And then I did verify with our city records that it's legally there via permit.
okay. All right. All right. Any other concerns, any other questions? Again, I think a good use of a building that is in somewhat
It's abandoned.
disrepair. You know, I
Yes,
think from what he said, he wants to improve it to provide space for his family and kids and storage. I think a plus to the neighborhood. That's what we want neighbors to do,
right.
make their properties better and, be good neighbors.
it was also, I mean, a pretty thorough and responsive application,
Mhm.
addressed the concerns
Right.
of the neighborhood.
And obviously, I think, he's talked with the neighbors and they're, I think, have bought into what he wants to do and are willing to help. So
Mhm.
again, fences may not always make bad neighbors.
Fences
Okay,
make
any other
good neighbors.
concerns? What's that?
They say fences make good neighbors.
They do make good neighbors in this case, right?
Yeah.
All right, any other concerns, any other questions?
Yeah, when you guys are finished, I believe that the conversation thus far has covered the special permit standards. Certificates or non-conforming buildings do have their own set of substandards, which
Okay,
are the first 4 items in the code compliance section. If you don't mind
Okay.
just quickly highlighting those for me, I'd appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Okay, code compliance, A, the building is designated building of historic value. And no.
It's gonna be hard now.
B, condition and or economic life of the building or structure. No.
So,
No,
okay, yeah.
C, the potential use of the building for neighborhood services uses. No.
No.
D, potential for employment opportunities in the neighborhood. No.
No.
Okay. Thank you for going over those.
Yep, not a problem. All right, that being said, any other concerns, any other questions? All right, roll call vote, Anna?
Commissioner Flower,
Aye.
Commissioner Harding,
Aye.
Commissioner Marlin,
yes,
Commissioner Pichardo,
Aye.
and Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
By a vote of 5-0-0, the motion passes in the affirmative.
All right. All right, thank you. Yes, okay. All right, case number 7. 293 to 295 Gregory Street. To consider alternative parking plan for 11 spaces to serve a proposed public and semi-public use. Jazz Grove Juice Swing. With public entertainment and actually requiring city planning commission approval. Motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Pichardo. All right, discussion.
Can I break down a few things for you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
please.
The testimony spoke about how there was like a principal and kind of a subservient use or whatever. What we're gonna both of the uses here have like equal weight or equal value. So it's one structure, but 2 things are happening there. There's the public, semi-public component, the school, and then there's the public entertainment component. We evaluated the full parking requirement for both of those uses and combined them here, which is how they, and then through some of our zoning code designations with like pre-existing deficiency, that requirement was down, but they got their full kit and caboodle of what their parking requirement was.
So you need 11, what is it?
Yep,
We
you only
to
need
count-
11 here.
Yeah,
And the
we need-
reason they had a public entertainment always just like boosts the parking requirement, but because of the previous uses of this site, which the applicant detailed and provided record of, there was that pre-existing deficiency there. So
Yeah.
it's only down to 11 now.
Right. Again, I think a good use of the property and good use of the plan. I think the plan, it makes a lot of sense. I think it's
Right.
appropriate, especially for that neighborhood. The South Avenue corridor historically is very active, very vital, very walkable. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Any other concerns? Any other questions?
So we just need to enumerate how many, like,
That's correct.
yeah. Go ahead.
And while the applicant did acknowledge that there's a lease agreement that mentions a certain spaces are being reserved, there's a lot of that landlord controls a lot of the property in that neighborhood, and all of their leases have that. So, and we don't have a copy of that executed contract, so we won't be reviewing any off-street parking except for that public lot if you wanted to choose that. But in terms of like their neighbors that they mention in their lease agreement, that can't be considered as part of this request.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Do we have to go through the,
You got to count them up.
Yeah, you just have to put categories.
Did you?
Usually.
Have you experienced Excel sheet?
okay,
There's a bike rack there, I think, somewhere close by.
Yeah, across
there's a
the street.
couple.
Across the street, there's one of the ride-sharing bikes. So I think it's a Pacer Zagster. There's a docking station across the street.
Cool.
I thought there was one in that little, there's like a kiosk that stands on kind of on the corner. I thought there was something there.
It's on the corner of Gregory and South. It's in front of the record shop.
Okay,
across the
okay.
street.
So that's the bicycle parking, what? 2,
3.
3?
Yeah, South Wedge is pretty
Let's give them 4.
heavily
Mhm.
biked.
We'll give them 4.
All right, great. I like it.
Be generous.
And late.
Yeah.
But it's at night, they'll have to like bring their lights on their bikes.
That's actually a really helpful consideration, Kim. It's not just the docking station itself, there's surrounding supporting infrastructure such as a lane.
It's
I
true.
think that actually that definitely makes sense why it could be boosted up in this case. Anyway, sorry.
Anna, you said that we could consider the public parking lot, right? But only 20% of it. Is that what they?
No,
I'm
that's
seeing
what
that in the application too.
Yeah, you can certainly consider the public parking lot. There isn't a quota on that. The quota is only for on-street parking.
Right. Got it.
So
Cool.
another 4 for on-street, because they can go all 4 directions, Gregory as well as South Avenue.
I think their max for on-street can only be 2. That's 20%.
Okay.
Cool. Public parking lot. Should we say 2 as well? So that puts us at 8 total.
In the lot,
Yep. And then 3 more transit. Yeah.
transit, I
Should say
did
public
3 for
transit,
transit
the 3?
because that's 3 for transit.
That would be it. That's the 11. Yep.
You got that, Anna?
Sure. The applicant also included in their alternative parking plan. You don't have to include this if you don't want to, but they do also talk about how the South Wedge is a pedestrian oriented use, and
Yes.
some of the people could potentially be walking from within the neighborhood itself. So that's one thing that they include in their application. You're welcome to allocate a number to that if you want.
I think we gave them the 11.
Okay.
So I think there's no need to give anything for the pedestrian.
Okay.
Okay. And then also we need to do the environmental as well.
Yes. Thank you. I'll pull that up in just a second. Okay, so same as last time, I'll just read you the numbers and you can let me know if it's gonna have no to a small impact or if you believe there to be a moderate impact. Starting with number 1.
No.
Oh,
Number 2,
No,
No,
number 3,
no,
no,
No.
number 4,
no,
no,
number 5,
No.
no,
No.
number 6,
no,
number 7, A,
no,
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 number 7B,
no,
no,
8,
no,
No.
9,
nope,
no,
no,
10,
no,
no,
and 11.
no.
no.
Okay, so Dave will sign his copy and mail me the signed version, but this is to confirm that this proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts.
Okay. All right. One more to go.
Did you guys want to vote on that
We
one?
need to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't go. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thank you for keeping me legal. All right. Any other question or concerns on case number 7? All right, we'll have a roll call vote. Anna?
Commissioner Flower,
Yes.
Commissioner Harding,
I,
Commissioner Marlin,
Yes.
Commissioner Pichardo,
Aye.
and Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
By a vote of 5-0-0, the motion passes in the affirmative.
Okay, now we can move on to case number 8.
Only if you want to.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I want to. All right, case number 8, E-22-20-21, 420 Hudson Avenue, to establish retail sales in a single-story building originally designed for industrial purposes, and action requiring City Planning Commission approval. Motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
second,
Thank you, Mr. Marlin. All right.
gotta get quicker.
Photo
I
finish.
know, you gotta be quicker.
Yes.
All right, discussion, any concerns, questions?
I think it's a great project.
Mhm.
It helps. I mean, going north. I mean, you have the new construction,
Yes,
then there, and then this plan for the other one coming in the future. So I think it's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is the right location for the proposed project.
And it's also been vacant for a long time. It will be
Mhm.
good. to
Whatever.
Forever.
I don't have a concern with that being an M1 district. I think, again,
Yeah.
as we've seen in the past, a lot of the old M1 districts, facilities aren't conducive for reuse.
Right.
This one I think is, and I think we should give them a chance to see how it plays out.
That is
And
correct.
again, consistent with the, with the 20, the plan 2034, redeveloping, reusing existing buildings, facility. I like the facade that was identified as, with the brick. And
Yes.
again, anything that can brighten up the neighborhood and make it vibrant, I think makes a lot of sense, and I support that.
Yes. Yes.
What? Yes, ma'am.
So similar to with nonconformities, there's, in addition to your special permit standards, nonconformities have their own code requirements. There are code requirements for retail and manufacturing, but that's on the onus of the applicant. So as you see in your application, the applicant submitted a marketability analysis, which was basically just citing that the premises are not marketable for industrial purposes because of the physical location or certain limitations. So in the beginning of his testimony, he was illustrating about the proximity to adjacent zoning districts and uses. And so the reason why you even have this retail sales and service to begin with is because we always want to do that marketability analysis with
Sure.
commercial uses in industrial places. I only say all of this just so you know some of the work that goes behind this and part of the applicant kind of doing that survey to make sure that it was up to snuff and it makes sense to locate this type of commercial business in an industrial area.
You know, and again, I
Yeah,
think
and I mean, they have to, as part of your special permit, you have to like.
Yeah,
like,
I only
Marketability,
say that
yeah.
to know that your job, that
Yeah.
that your review has been checked off in terms of having this requirement satisfied.
you know, and again, I think even though it's not part of what we have to do, is that I know historically, Mr. Riza has done a good job working with the applicants and looking at reusing of current facilities and optimizing their use. And I've been very happy whenever I see an application with him on, and I look forward to hearing what he has to say and looking at the job that he does and putting it together.
Right. I agree.
Okay, any other questions, any other concerns? Anna, do you need anything else? As far as,
Nope, I just wanted to make sure that one marketability thing checked off, but
okay,
their narrative evidence that they had made that consideration.
Mhm.
all right, and we'll have a vote with roll call.
Commissioner Flower,
Aye.
Commissioner Harding, Kim.
Aye.
Oh,
Well, we thought you were on mute. We heard you, we saw your mouth open.
I thought I was too.
Oh, man.
Commissioner Marlin.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Pichardo.
Yes.
Thank you. And Commissioner Watson.
Aye.
Wonderful. By a vote record of 500, the motion passes in the affirmative.
Okay, and then that ends our deliberation because we have the two held over.
Mhm.
Any idea about how many we'll have next month, Anna? Including the two?
I would say maybe 4 or 5.
Oh, good.
Hmm.
Maybe we could get a little respite.
Yeah, some more.
Very good.
parking spots.
All right, well, that being said, we will close the deliberation. Thank you all for your help and for your conscientiousness, and thank our subs, or not, our alternates, not subs. They did a good job too. So we'll see everybody next